So, right, so first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashemi, Oshai, Ba'ashemi, Kakodash. We see the blessed apostle and elders of great most and Ruba, the teachers of apostle and truth, and we see salutations, so the Akimus, the pushing with no truth and sincerity, day in and day out, and constantly in season on season, we say Shalom. And once again, going into a video here, and doing another video, as I said, in the first video I did upon this guy, where he was trying to break down the Revelation 13:16, going down and trying to say is the Make America Great Again hat, right? He even doubled down and said Revelation 13 verse 3, right? He's talking about Trump, how he get hurt and so forth, right? And I said in the first video I did that I would come back to do certain videos, and I will come back to the Revelation 13:3. But what I wanted to touch upon today, that when I go on his page, right? When I go on his page, this is the guy here, right? When I go on his page and you read his bio, it says leader, activist, trailblazer, Jackson County. All right, so continuing, right? So when you read his bio, it says, as you can see, you see the flag. And we know what that flag going to now. Remember, this is a guy that is trying to break down Revelation 13 verse 16. So you don't know he would with these things in his that pride stuff and so forth. You don't know the kind of spirit he in. So how could he even be touching the scriptures? How could he even be trying to break down the scriptures, trying to understand what the scriptures is, when he don't even understand that you're not supposed to be that. I just said that because I would say fish. He's a fish, right? And in the Caribbean here, when somebody call you a fish, they call you a moo, right? A fish, a moo, is usually someone that's homosexual, right? So I would say the word fish. I would call him a fish, right? So he's trying to break down the scriptures, trying to go into the Revelation 13, trying to expound on it, trying to break it down, like if he knew what it is, and he went deep down into it. He went into the Exodus and so forth. So why didn't he know the rest of scriptures that said, matter of fact, let's go to that, right? Let's go to that. Let's go to that. Let's go back to his page, right? Let's go back to his page. Because even when you read so let me just bring the scripture first. It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 18, and I'll go read verse 22. It said, thou shalt not lie with mankind, as with womankind, it is abomination. And the scripture said, this is straight an abomination. Now he's trying to break down the scriptures and talk about the mark of the beast, which he's even going off of that. But in that breakdown, right, he was doing what? He was bringing out the Exodus. He's bringing out the Exodus and all this other stuff, how not to bow down and so forth. So this goes to show how these Christians, they pick and choose. Because what they would do is try to condemn, as they like to say, condemn people that are doing this one thing. But when it comes to them doing this abominable act, it is justified, which it is not. All those things are wrong, right? What it is he trying to prove is and trying to say is wrong as well. But all those things he trying to say that people doing here, we know it wrong. But this what you are doing here as well is off. It's a Progress Pride flag has been raised at the historic Truman Courthouse in Independence. May this flag symbolize thousands of LGBTQ plus people who live in Eastern Georgia. So you see, he quoting the scriptures, going into the Exodus here, as you can see, trying to break down the Revelation, which he totally went off with, right? So he's someone that maybe have a little knowledge. When I say not knowledge, but he knows some scriptures, meaning that he could say it, he could quote it, but they are not followers of it, right? But as the scripture said, thou shalt not lie with mankind, as with womankind, it is abomination, right? It is abomination. Let's go to another scripture here. Put on a scripture here. Let's go to the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 15, right, verse 13. Right? Say Let me see if I could go up a little bit. Right, so this is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 15, verse 9. I'll start from verse 9. It says, praise is not seemly in the mouth of a sinner, for it was not sent him of the Lord. For praise shall be uttered in wisdom, and the Lord will prosper it. Say not thou, it is through the Lord that I fell away. For thou oughtest not to do the things that he hated. Right? For thou oughtest not to do the things that he hated. Right? And let's go on a little bit to say not thou, he had caused me to err. You say, for he had no need for the sinful man. For he had no need for the sinful man. And what is sin? Sin is transgression of the law. And what it is he committing here? A sin. Right? And it says verse 13, it says, the Lord hated all abomination, and they that fear God love it not. So all he bringing forth these scriptures to profess like if you know the scriptures and so forth, but he's committing sin, an abominable sin as that sin that is worthy of that. Right? Let's say not thou. No, let me go back to verse 11. It say not thou, it is true the Lord that I fell away. For thou oughtest not to do the things that he hate, and we not so for the things that he hated. So we're not supposed to be doing the things that the Lord hate, right? And mention the Lord hated all abomination. And when we read in the book of Leviticus, it said what? In the book of Leviticus, it said that it is that a man going on to another man, or a woman going to another woman, is an abomination, right? And the Lord saying here, the Lord hated all abomination. So these are things that we're not supposed to be doing. And this goes to show this is what they would get with Christianity. What they would do is, and many things, just like we see with Vocab Malone, he would try to come out to say things about the Hebrew Israelites, try to say things that we wrong, we break the scriptures wrong, that we off, we are not the true Israelites, and so forth. But when it comes to when it's time to correct the church, right? When it's time to correct the church, I just saw the elder, right? I just saw an elder did a video on that, right? You beat the church. Just saw an elder did a video on that. Right? Let me see if I find it here quick. Alright, look at right here. The elder did it from right? The elder did it. Biblical Defenders. It's right here. Right? I saw it running through some videos, right? They say Christian youth pastor found in car with youth. Where is the vocab and apologist here? So where you guys are? So just an example like that. What they want to do, they just want to come and try to correct other stuff when they're and they don't want to correct the church, right? They don't want to correct themselves as well. Because you trying to tell people about the MOTB, you're trying to tell people about kneeling down to idols, but here's a fish. Here's a fish. And as the Lord say not thou, it is true the Lord that I fell away, for thou oughtest not to do the things that he hated. Say not thou, he had caused me to err. For he had no need for the sinful man, right? The Lord hated all abomination, and they that fear God love it not. And that is straight here. The Lord hated all abomination. So these people, what I do is justify these abominations, right? They try to justify it. Like they could do it, quoting all them scriptures, trying to do breakdowns upon the mark, but these things that you're doing are totally off. It's totally off. We're not supposed to be doing things the Lord hate. So the abominations, the abominable stuff, the things that the Lord tell you that is abomination, right? Those are things that we're supposed to stay away from. But these Christians, they just want to do it and say, well, they are mercy, right? Say that they could do it. You see, promoting it all over the place as well too. You see, across our region and community, I want to wish our trans community a happy Trans Awareness Week, no matter who's in control. So those things are abominable unto the Lord, right? But He's trying to give you a breakdown of the scriptures, right? He's trying to tell you what it is, and there are people who are listening and believing in what it is He's saying, right? So this person say atheists preaching about what um Mashiach taught is laughable, which is true. You just imagine a man that is a fish, a moon, and he come to tell you about the Lord. That wouldn't make sense, because that is. Let me go to the book of Jude. The book of Jude, chapter verse 7. It says, even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. Right? And it say what? It's set forth as an example, right? Set forth as an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. So yeah, so that is an example unto us. That is why when certain things mentioned, there's even here, like a common man go say America go burn like Sodom and Gomorrah because they're doing the same things. It's just to show you how they use Sodom and Gomorrah as an example. Right? To say even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. Right? Right? And that is an example unto us. So how could something that is an example unto us, showing us that, hey, we're not supposed to do this, is justified, right? It's justified today. And know that these men are doing the same thing that, or worse than in Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Come to tell you about the scriptures. It wouldn't make sense, right? That's something here I wanted to bring. Right, so let me jump down a little bit. Let me jump to verse 15, right? Jude verse 15. It says, to execute judgment upon all and to convince all that are ungodly among them for all their ungodly deeds which they have ungodly committed, and of all their hard speeches which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. Right? It says, these are murmurers, complainers, walking after their own lusts, and their mouth speaketh great swelling words, having men's persons in admiration because of advantage. Jump to the next scripture. Oh, right. Hold on. I'm go to the book of 2 Ezra chapter 2, verse 8. Right? It says, woe be unto thee, Asa, right? Thou that hidest the unrighteous in thee, O thou wicked people, remember what I did unto Sodom and Gomorrah. So even here, showing you that as an example. Remember what I did unto Sodom and Gomorrah. So how could someone that doing that come to tell you about the scriptures? How could they come to give you a breakdown? It wouldn't make sense, right? They say, whose land light in clouds of pitch and heaps of ashes. So even like if you go and look up Sodom and Gomorrah, you would see that being mentioned here, right? They say, even so also will I do unto them that hear me, said the Almighty Lord. Right? So as I say, go back to verse 8 to say, remember what I did unto Sodom and Gomorrah. But these guys don't want to. They want to skip that. You know, they want to skip that. They want to give a breakdown. So they want to go to have somebody say, hey, how can it be an atheist and talk about the word? You know, how can it be unclean and come to do something clean? It wouldn't make sense, right? Something I want to get here. Right, something else I wanted to get here. I'm gonna bring that one. Alright, so this is the book of Psalms, chapter 104, verse 35. Right? It says, let the sinners be consumed out of the earth, and let the wicked be no more. Bless thou the Lord, O my soul, praise ye the Lord. So as the scripture says, let the sinners be consumed out of the earth. The Lord tell us how the ungodly gonna be punished. Right? Right? So how could someone that's ungodly committing this sin come to tell you about the scriptures? The scriptures say, let the sinners be consumed out of the earth, and let the wicked be no more. Bless thou the Lord, O my soul, praise ye the Lord. And he's committing that, and you see, we continue to say that there. But this is, again, this is where you get from these Christians. Most likely that is what he is, because he posted the picture what he had. The Bible predicted that the Christians would follow a false prophet, and that they would wear his mark on their foreheads, right? But what way is he doing? you already following some false prophet telling you that yeah, you could go ahead and be a fish and serve the Lord. You know? Shit crazy outside there. It's shit crazy outside there. Right? Shit just hey, these Christians really and truly gone. The finish. So you see, the thing about this, what you feel going to happen to your sinners, and see what how much traction this post pick up. 367,000 likes, 40k reposts. You understand? As I said, I will come back and do certain videos. I just want to touch upon that one thing. And as the Lord said, the Lord hated all abominations, and that is abominable act that he's doing. Right? And you see, that unclean spirit, what if you go and come from an unclean spirit? You feel anything clean will come? You feel any truth will come from that? So you'll get these kind of things. Right? These kind of off breakdowns. And there are people who believe in it, you know, who literally believe in it. Right? Right? So people who believe in it. Oh my. Look, they're going off. Look, and the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color and decked with gold and precious stones. And he put Kamala Harris in purple. Wow. So you can see, hey, there's a lot of videos you could go into these things here, right? Some of the things here, and what I see here, you know, I would obviously come and do a video upon, right? So hey, with that, we give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yoshai, Ba'ashem Kakodash. We say that our personal elders, agreements, and rule, our teachers, our personal truth, and we say salutations for the arguments, the preaching of truth and sincerity, day in and day out, in the country, in season of season, we say Shalom.